Hello everyone and welcome back to Through the Dragon Glass. Today's video is going to be part 3 of the House of the Rothschild. There's going to be one more part, the next video part 4, and then we're going to move on to the London connection. I want to first tell everyone, subscribe, thumbs up, notification bell, leave a comment, and most importantly, tell a friend, tell someone, tell a random dude when you're walking down the street, tell someone at a movie theater, tell someone in church, tell someone somewhere about me. Please, I work hard on this stuff. I don't know if you guys notice, but I work quite hard on this, and it would be nice to, know that at least people are watching it and that I'm not doing this all in vain. As you can imagine that it gets kind of frustrating when you work this hard and you are bearing zero fruits for your labor. That's awesome, but I'm not mad at you guys. All right, I'm disappointed. I'm honestly disappointed in my, 7-8 subscribers. You guys have disappointed me. Redeem yourselves. Go out. Tell people about me. And also, I have a PayPal link below, which you can donate money to. You know what? Either donate money or tell a friend about me. One or the other. I also have a Twitter account, which I'm going to link below, which I'm just a big troll. Unless I get a follower, I don't have any followers. But when I get one, then I'll start tweeting about, Illuminati, Cabal, Federal Reserve stuff that I love so much. And I think I'm going to create an Instagram account. I don't really know exactly what you do with that, but I'm also going to need some followers before, that really takes off. So please tell a friend about me. Now that I've ranted, let's get started with the House of the Rothschilds Part 3. The Morgan firm had great success during the 19th century and began to dominate finances. Many people were perplexed that the Rothschilds seemed to have very little interest in profiting by investing in the growing economy. They were unaware that the Rothschilds had American agents buying and selling stocks and bonds.
Well, this gentleman refused to show me any identification.
Of course he didn't show you any identification, you bloody idiot. He's a secret agent. Put me on to him at once.
Though the Rothschilds were hated in Europe, the United States concentrated on them and their banking activities. In 1837, an agent named August Schoenberg came to the U.S. to be an agent for the Rothschilds. He changed his name to Belmont and started representing the Rothschilds. As you can imagine, having an agent gave the Rothschilds a huge advantage.
Enjoy that wine. Hey, there you are.
Well, hi, do I know you?
No, but that's where you are. You're there. Hey, viva Las Vegas, baby.
In 1890, J.P. Morgan's father died in a carriage accident, and he became the head of the firm. J.P. Morgan was operating as an American agent for London firms when his dad died. He took over Drexel Morgan and Company until Drexel died. Then he changed the name to J.P. Morgan and Company. On February 5th, 1891, a secret group called the Round Table Group was created. In the London branch, there was a man named Cecilia Rhodes. His banker, Lord Rothschild's in-law, Lord Raspberry, and Lord Curzon. I'm sorry, I'm probably butchering these names, but most of you have no idea who they are, so it doesn't matter. Let's continue. The United States Round Table Group was made up of Morgan and Associates. The Round Table Group was financed by J.P. Morgan in New York and the Lazard brothers in London. After World War I, the Round Table Group became the Council of Foreign Relationships in the United States and the Royal Institute of International Affairs in London. Government officials were chosen to run the groups for both London and the U.S. In 1960, the Council of Foreign Relations was under scrutiny and two subsidiary groups were created, the Trilateral Commission and the Bilderbergs. Everyone knows who the Bilderbergs are, that's like a big one. The subsidiary groups were controlled by more important men like Robert Rosa, who was a part of all three groups. The first meeting of the men who would later take control of the U.S. economy was located in Mayer Amschel Bayer's goldsmith shop in Frankfurt, 1773. Mayer changed his name to Rothschild or Red Shield because of a red shield hung above the door of his shop to advertise his business. The city of Frankfurt adopted the red shield to represent the city. Mayor Amschel Bayer was only 30 when he invited 12 other wealthy men to his goldsmith shop.
When I was a kid, I used to call my father Sir. That's right, Sir. You ever hear a kid call his father that anymore?
He convinced the other men to put their money together with the purpose of controlling wealth of the entire world. When everyone came to an agreement, Mayer unveiled his plan to create dire economic conditions to the point of mass starvation and unemployment.
The UN is warning of an almost inevitable humanitarian crisis across at least 4 North African countries, with 20 million people at risk from mass starvation.
They hired propagandists to promote feelings of hatred, injustice, oppression, persecution, especially the wealthy and the ruling class. Rothschild opened up his manuscript and carefully read his plan of action. He argued that law was force only in disguise. He reasoned it was logical to conclude by the laws of nature right lies in force. Political freedom is an idea, not a fact. In order to usurp political power, all that was necessary was to preach liberalism so that the electorate, for the sake of an idea, would yield some of their power and prerogatives, which the plotters would then gather into their own hands. The speaker asserted the power of gold had usurped the power of liberal rules. He pointed out that it was immaterial to the success of his plan whether the established governments were destroyed by external or internal foes, because the victor had to, of necessity, ask the aid of capital, which is entirely in our hands. He argued that the use of any and all means to reach their final goal was justified, on the grounds that the ruler who governed by moral codes was not a skilled politician because he left himself vulnerable and in an unstable position. He asserted that our right lies in force. The word right is an abstract thought and proves nothing. I find a new right to attack by the right of the strong to reconstruct all existing institutions and to become the sovereign lord of all those who left to us the rights to their powers by laying them down to us in their liberalism. The power of our resources must remain invisible until the very moment when it has gained such strength that no cunning or force can undermine it. Dealt with the use of alcoholic liquors, drugs, moral corruption, and all vice to systematically corrupt youth of all nations. They had the right to seize property by any means and without hesitation if by doing so they secured submission and sovereignty. We were the first to put the slogans liberty, equality, and fraternity in the mouths of the masses, which set up a new aristocracy. The qualification for the aristocracy is wealth, which is dependent on us. War should be directed so that the nations engaged on both sides should be further in our debt. Candidates for public office should be servile and obedient to our commands so that they may readily be used. Propaganda, their combined wealth would control all outlets of public information. Panics and financial depression would ultimately result in one world government, a new order of one world government. I want to thank everyone for listening. Hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, hit the, I already said thumbs up. What is it? Thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment. I don't know, pay me some money. I got a PayPal account, and then I also have a Twitter account. I got no followers. Someone want to follow me? I basically am just a gigantic troll. So if you want to see me troll people, join my Twitter account. All the links are below. Have a good one, guys.